everyone, I'm Hafizah.
I'm Lim Qai Yeing.
I'm Ong Wen.
I'm Sazereen.
And we are from Group 7, presenting on food flavor, natural versus synthetic. There are two main definitions of flavor from different viewpoints depending on the definer. Flavor can refer to the biological perception, meaning that the sensation produced when the material is taken in the mouth. Or flavor can also refer to an attribute to the material that are being perceived. Flavors can be recognized by the taste receptor in the mouth or the aroma receptor in the nose. The tongue is responsible for our taste sense, and it has known to have taste buds.
There are 5 primary taste modalities of sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami, which are basically detected by taste bud in the different parts of the tongue. Aroma receptor can be tested by smelling the material. Consumers more likely consider flavor as one of the 3 main sensory properties in their acceptance, selection, and ingestion of the particular food, and the other 2 sensory properties are texture and appearance.
There are 2 types of flavor, which is natural and synthetic flavor. Natural and synthetic flavor are the mixture that use several chemicals in order to substitute the flavor of the food. The mixture will mimic the flavor of the natural one. So what is natural flavor? Natural flavor are the flavor that came from the natural sources, and the original ingredient that used in making natural flavor are found in the nature, and then this ingredient will be purified and extracted. And after the process of purification and extraction, this processed ingredient will be added back to the food. Natural flavoring are often obtained from animal raw materials or plants. They are extracted whether by microbiological, physical, and enzymatic process. Natural flavor also can be used either in natural state or processed for human consumption. Natural flavor should not have any nature identical flavor or artificial flavor.
Synthetic flavors also referred as artificial flavors, which involve chemical mixture that mimic the taste of natural ingredients. Usually, synthetic flavorings are produced from the fractional distillation and additional chemical manipulation of naturally sourced chemical. For example, crude oil. Even though these synthetic flavors are different in chemical properties, but still they share the same sensory characteristics as the natural ones. Most artificial flavors are specific and often complex mixture of singular naturally occurring flavor compounds which then combine together. The purpose is either to imitate or enhance the natural flavors and give the certain food product a unique flavor. Natural identical flavor is also one type of synthetic flavor. Unlike natural flavor, which being extracted, natural identical flavor is obtained by synthesis or isolated through chemical process.
I would like to talk about the basic principles of processing of synthetic and natural flavor. The flavor chosen by our group is vanilla flavor because vanilla is a general flavoring that is widely used in food industry, that is in dairy products, beverages, baking, and even chocolate. Vanillin is the flavor of vanilla that can be obtained naturally from vanilla orchids or being imitated. The processing line of natural flavor consists of 6 steps. First, the unripe vanilla beans are harvested. Sorting and grading separate the beans into 3 categories, that's long, mid, and short. Long beans have more than 14 cm, mid have 12 to 14 cm, while short beans have less than 12 cm. The longer vanilla beans have higher vanillin content. Next is the washing process using clean water. Then the beans are brought to curing, which consists of 4 stages. That is peeling, sweating, drying, and conditioning. Killing is to stop the further vegetative growth and initiate enzymatic reactions. It is done by sun wilting, oven wilting, or scalding. Then the beans are sweated in the sun for 6 hours. This can develop dark brown color, make the bean supple, and promote enzymatic reactions initiated during killing process. For stable storage, the beans are air-dried for 2 to 3 months to reduce moisture content. In conditioning, the beans are kept in wooden trunks or closed container to enable complete development of aroma. The fifth step is extraction. Vanilla is extracted from the cured beans using solid liquid extraction or carbon dioxide supercritical fluid extraction. Finally, vanilla extracts are packed in dark-colored glass bottle and labeled to be sold. Next, I will present about the processing line of synthetic flavor, which consists of 4 steps, that is, extraction, drying, oxidation, and separation. Craft lignin is extracted from eucalyptus wood using liquid extraction. Next, the craft lignin is dried in a vacuum oven at 55 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. Dried lignin is then undergoes oxidation using nitrobenzene or oxygen as the oxidants to yield vanilla. Vanilla is separated from other compounds by crystallization. Vanillin crystals formed are ready to be sold.
There are several differences of unit operation for natural and synthetic flavor. For natural flavor, there is killing process which is not found in synthetic flavor. There are 3 types of techniques that can be used in killing process, which are sun wilting, oven wilting, and scalding. However, there are acidification and crystallization in synthetic flavor, but not in natural flavor.
Now we move to synthetic vanilla flavor. The comparison is between the oxidation method, which is nitrobenzene oxidation, and oxygen oxidation. The mixture of sodium hydroxide and nitrobenzene was used in nitrobenzene oxidation, while oxygen is the most important component in oxygen oxidation, and these differences will lead into different percentage of vanillin yield at the end of the oxidation process. The yield of vanillin obtained from oxidation was around 4.2%, while for the nitrobenzene oxidation is 1.2%. Looking at the percentage of vanillin yield, it is proven that oxygen oxidation has higher yield of vanillin. It is because of oxygen is a milder oxidant than nitrobenzene for conversion ferulic acid into vanillin. And according to Fidagi et al. 1993, it is assumed that oxygen degradation breaks either linkage between cinnamic acid and lignin. For natural vanilla flavor, the comparison is between the extraction method, which is supercritical fluid extraction, and solid liquid extraction. As for the synthetic vanilla flavors, the comparison is between the oxidation method, which is nitrobenzene oxidation, and oxygen oxidation. We discuss first the natural vanilla flavor. There are 2 methods of extraction can be used in producing natural vanilla flavor. The method is supercritical fluid extraction and solid liquid extraction, which also known as Soxhlet extraction, that use Soxhlet extractor. Comparing these 2 extraction method, the supercritical fluid extraction method was more preferable. Why supercritical fluid extraction was more preferable? It is because supercritical fluid extraction has high selectivity due to the manipulation of solvation power of fluid by changing the temperature and pressure. In supercritical fluid extraction, the extraction process is much more
selective towards the flavors ingredient and leaving behind the color, sugars and also others polar component of alcoholic extraction process that do not contribute to the vanilla flavor. This is because carbon dioxide that used in supercritical fluid extraction is a lipophilic solvent. Furthermore, supercritical fluid also can penetrate through porous solid material more effectively than liquid solvent. This is due to their low viscosity and relatively high diffusivity, and this will lead to the high extraction yield. Supercritical fluid extraction also inexpensive, and it only has little toxicity because it uses carbon dioxide as extracting agent.
There are advantages and disadvantages of different extraction methods. The first one is solid liquid extraction or Soxhlet extraction. Its advantages are can perform several extractions in parallel, high sample mass extracted and requires little training. However, its disadvantages are it requires long extraction time, hazards of boiling solvents, large volume of solvent needed and high cost. The second extraction method is supercritical fluid extraction or SCFE. Its advantages are continuous process, low handling cost, easy solvent recovery, and fragrance and aromas remains unchanged. Its disadvantages are high capital investment, prolonged time of extraction, modeling is inaccurate and scale is not possible. For liquid extraction, its advantages are it is inexpensive and easy to implement, but its disadvantages are that it is time consuming, difficult to automate and not specific for a particular analyte.
Hi everyone, okay, I will talk about impact on food quality with different operating unit for natural flavor and synthetic flavor. Okay, firstly, we discuss about impact on food quality of natural flavor. For sorting and grading process, vanilla beans should be sorted and graded according to lengths and grades. Those that are immature or burst can produce inferior product for vanilla extract. Okay, next for the killing process. Killing process is important to inhibit the further growth of microorganisms which can affect the quality of extract and to ensure the beans are free from microorganisms and fungal that can cause foodborne illness for the consumer. After the killing process, the killed bean should be wrapped with dark woolen blanket to obtain the optimum weight and vanillin content of the beans. During storage, vanilla beans were placed in the box to obtain better quality of vanillin beans and to avoid uncontrolled fermentation of vanilla beans because enzymatic reaction of the vanilla beans was initiated. Next, extraction method. Extraction process involves vanillins that have been extracted from the killed bean to elicit the flavor. There are two types of extraction method which are Soxhlet extraction and supercritical fluid extraction. For Soxhlet extraction, as the internal concentration increase will increasing extraction yield and contain low concentration of vanillin, whereas for the SCFE extraction, use of CO2 will increase quality and concentration of vanillin. In addition, the extract of SCFE also produced free from biological contamination and longer shelf life. Okay, next for the impact on quality of synthetic flavor. The processing of natural vanillin is very time consuming and
expensive compared to synthetic vanillin because it is simply an unhealthy alternative to produce vanilla extract. Synthetic vanillins are derived from lignin waste byproduct of paper industry, and there is no healthy benefit since it contains huge amount of heavy metals which can cause harmful to human health and produce poor quality of vanillin.
Okay. As a conclusion, a flavor can be defined as the sensation produced when a material is taken in the mouth or an attribute to the material being perceived. The attributes are formed by combination of separate elements of characteristic of flavor sensation producing material. Flavor is the sensory impression of food and other substances and is determined primarily by the chemical sense of taste and smell. Food flavor can be categorized into natural and synthetic flavor.
Natural flavors are flavors that come from natural sources, whereas synthetic flavors are artificial flavors which involve chemical mixtures that mimics the taste of natural ingredients. Extraction of vanillin from vanilla is used as the subject of research as it is widely used in the food industry. Vanillin can be produced from both natural and synthetic processes.
In natural process, vanilla beans are harvested, sorted and graded before curing process. Curing of vanilla beans include processing of peeling, sweating, drying and conditioning, and the last step is the extraction of vanillin from vanilla beans. On the other hand, the synthetic processing of vanilla includes extraction of lignin, drying, oxidation and separation of vanillin from other compounds.
The similarity of the two processing lines is that both have extraction method. Natural processing has killing process of vanilla, but synthetic processing has no. Instead, synthetic processing has acidification and crystallization process, as the product of oxidation includes components other than vanillin and needs to be separated. There are also several methods for some operating units, such as killing and extraction, and each of the methods has its advantages and disadvantages. Other than that, each operating unit has impacts on the quality of both natural and synthetic food flavor.
Okay, that's all from us.